This conference will now be recorded.
We are trying to talk about this credit note and the debit note. Okay, before that, let me try to work with the credit note. Now, what you mean by this? Like when we talk about this credit note, if company need to refund any money back to the customer, then we try to issue a credit note. If company need to refund the money back. If company need to refund the money back to the customers, we try to issue a credit note. Please remember, there is a concept. Okay. Now, for what reasons we are going to be issuing it? In case if customer is not interested in the product, we try to refund the money back by issuing a credit note. Or in case if company need to do any kind of payments, if company need to do any kind of payment to the customers, then we try to issue a credit note as well for that. We try to issue a credit note. Now, how this credit note need to be created? It's nothing but payback. Now, to create a credit note, we are going to be creating a credit memo request over here. That's going to be the first step. We try to create a credit memo request, and the transaction code for this is going to be VA01, and the document type we are going to be using is going to be taken as CR or G2, which stands for credit memo. And for this, we have an item category getting determined. The item category will be copied as G2N, which stands for credit memo. Okay. Now, this item category determination is nothing but CR, or you take it as G2 document type plus item category group norm, usage blank, higher level item category blank, and we get G2N, which is going to be basically relevant for pricing and relevant for billing. It will be not relevant for delivery. Not relevant for delivery. We're not going to be delivering any stock. It will be not relevant for delivery. So that's the reason you will be not seeing anything by the name schedule lines. You're not going to be seeing any kind of schedule lines. So no delivery information will be there over here. Now, once you create a credit memo request, you try to issue a credit note. We are going to be issuing a credit memo, straightforward. So simple process, VF01 is a transaction code, and it's the concept of order related billing. We are going to be creating it with reference to order, and the billing type user is going to be taken as G2, which stands for credit memo. Okay, so this is what we need to check out, how to issue a credit note to the customer. Now see, so I'm just trying to run this cycle. Now try to create a credit memo request. VS01 is the transaction code. So pick up CR or G2 as our document type and try to maintain the rest of the values over here. M6 and Y4. To which customer we are trying to raise it. So maintain that customer details. So click on enter. This is fine. So for which material? So try to maintain that material information and target quantity. Here you will be not observing it as an order quantity. We are going to be seeing it as a target quantity. So always when you try to refund the money, it is going to be maintained with reference to a material. So get into item data, get into condition stack, like what is the amount you want to refund it, maintain that amount. Let's say 15,000 is what I'm trying to refund it. The access is missing. Why? Just give me a second. Okay. Now, if you create an product quantity, now maintain the amount which you want to refund it back. Done. So there will be no schedule lines as I mentioned because the product is going to be not relevant for delivery. Now check this information and try to save it. Check this information and try to save it. So what went wrong? Long text and order reason. Fine. So let me maintain it. If you get into header data first thing, get into header data, text tab, maintain it. So credit memo. Come back, maintain the order reason as well. So under sales tab, why you're trying to refund the money back, maintain that order reason. So let's say we are trying to maintain price was too high. That's the reason we are trying to refund it and try to save it. A credit memo request is going to be created up, done. Now for this credit memo request, we need to issue a credit note. So execute VF01 transaction code. It's a concept of order related billing. And there's a message we are getting it. So no billing documents were generated, see log. So if you click on edit log, now what went wrong? By default, this particular order document has been blocked for billing, which we need to release it. So get into change mode, VS02, get into details. So remove that particular billing block over here and try to save it. And now if you issue an credit note, VF01, click on enter. Now you can see. So this is the amount which we are trying to pay it back, 15,000 rupees. And the billing document type used is going to be taken as G2 over here and try to save it. So this is the concept of how your credit note is going to be issued up. And now if you look for the document controls, VOV8. So pick up document type as CR. And if you get into details of this CR, now first field, you can see it has been maintained as K, document category. Document category has been maintained as K. We are trying to classify this one as a credit memo request document type. That's the first setting which we need to observe. Next, if you just come down, it's going to be not relevant for delivery. So delivery tab is going to be left blank. So this entire shipping tab is going to be left blank. It's only relevant for billing, where you can observe this billing document type has been maintained as G2 and billing document type. So there is a billing block which has been maintained as well. Check credit note. Check credit note. These two things we need to check it out over here. These two things we need to check it out. Okay, so here, first thing you need to have a knowledge on SD document category maintain, which will be maintained as K, which stands for credit memo request. Then we have order related billing document type. Order related billing type, we maintain it as G2, credit note, and billing block. So billing block is going to be maintained as 08, check credit memo. Check credit memo. Okay, so this is what we need to know. In the same way, if you get into item category controls, get into VOV7. If you get into VOV7, now pick up item category G2N. Okay, now if you get into details of this G2N, first thing, billing relevance need to be observed as C. Billing relevance need to be observed as C over here, where C stands for order related billing. Where C stands for order related billing. It's going to be relevant for pricing. It is not relevant for delivery, so schedule lines allowed has been not activated. Schedule lines allowed has been not activated up. Okay, so this is one thing you need to know. So billing relevance. Billing relevance has been maintained as C. It stands for order related billing. It stands for order related billing over here. So this is the concept of credit note. In case if company need to refund any money back, how it need to be done. Now we have one more concept like this on the name of debit note. In case if company need to collect some excess amount from the customer. Debit note. So this debit note is going to be same as our credit note, but the concept is going to be a little bit different. The entire cycle is going to be a little bit different. So this is nothing but collect excess amount from the customer. In case if company need to want to collect any excess amount from the customer, then how it need to be done over here. Okay, so if company need to collect some excess amount, then how it need to be done. Okay, now here we need to go for creating a debit memo request over here. That's the first one. Create a debit memo request, but this time document type for this is going to be taken as DR, or we try to call it as L2, which stands for debit note. Which stands for debit memo. Document category for this will be maintained as L, which stands for debit memo request. And order related billing document type, we take it as L2 over here. And there is a billing block maintained 09, check debit note. So end user will be not having the authorization to issue this debit note. It need to be approved by the supervisor or the next level manager in case if we try to collect some excess amount from the customer. And item category will be copied as L2N for this, which stands for debit memo. Which stands for debit memo. It's a concept of DR document type or L2 document type. We get L2N over here. Rest of the things remain the same. There is no change in it. And when we try to talk about this debit memo, we have 01 order related billing, but billing document type is going to be taken as L2, debit note. Billing document type is going to be taken as L2, debit memo. So this is what we need to create it. So in case if company need to do any kind of, if company need to collect some excess amount from the customer, then how to issue a debit note. That's what we need to basically understand it. That's what we need to basically understand it over here. Now see, so try to create an debit memo request VS01, document type, take it as DR over here. Click on enter. From which customer you're trying to collect excess amount. Maintain that customer number. Maintain material information. So target quantity. Now try to update the price information under item data. Conditions tab. What is the excess amount you want to collect? Maintain that amount over here. So let's say I'm just trying to collect 5,000 rupees. And once again, there will be no scheduling tab because it's going to be not relevant for delivery. So check this one. Let me maintain all the required values. So under sales tab, maintain the order reason. So price was too low. That's the reason we are trying to collect some excess amount. And if you get into header data, order text tab, try to maintain the speed. Now come back and try to save this debit memo request. Now once this debit memo has been created, now see, now try to work out with billing VF01. Okay, and there's a message we are going to be getting it. No billing documents were generated, see log. So if you click on edit log, there's a message. So this particular debit memo request has been blocked for billing, which need to be released. Now for that, we try to basically get into VS02, get into details, and leave this particular field as blank. Billing block. We're leaving that particular field as blank over here. And try to save it. Now work out with the billing. So VF01 is the transaction code. VF01, do our billing. Billing document type has been picked up as L2 over here. Billing document type has been picked up as L2. For 1 unit, we're trying to issue a bill. So check this one and try to save it. Done. A debit memo has been generated up. Debit memo has been generated up over here. So this is the concept behind it. How to issue a debit note in case if company need to collect some excess amount from the customer, then we try to issue it. Okay. So there's a process of debit memo. Now, if you look for the document control, so simply get into VOV8 transaction code, pick up document type L2. And if you get into details of this L2 or DR, the first thing, document category has been maintained as L. We try to call it as a debit memo request over here. That's the first thing we need to observe it. And then If you just come down, it's going to be not relevant for delivery. So shipping tab is going to be left blank over here. Shipping tab is going to be left blank. And it's the concept of order related billing. So it has been maintained as L2 and billing block has been maintained as 9. We're trying to issue a debit note. So there's a billing block which we need to observe. Yeah. In the same way, if you get into item category controls, VOV7. So pick up item category L2N. And if you get into details of this L2N, now billing relevance has been maintained as C. It's the concept of order related billing over here. It's the concept of order related billing, and it's going to be relevant for pricing. It's not relevant for delivery. It's not relevant for delivery. So schedule line tab is going to be inactive. Schedule line tab is going to be inactive. Okay. So that's what you mean by debit memo request. So this is what you need to know. So how to create a credit note, how to create a debit note. These are the two concepts. Now, next one. We need to deal with contracts. That is going to be the next cycle. Contracts. Now, you want me to continue this one right now, or you want me to take it up this one in tomorrow's class? Okay. Right. So this is going to be an increment. So we try to discuss this one, and then I'm going to be working out with our output determination and copy controls concept after this contracts. Thanks, Imran.